We're at that point in the season where every single touch of the ball matters. The margins are just razor thin, the stakes couldn't be higher, and the drama, it's unfolding absolutely everywhere. We're talking about breathtaking title races, superstar legacies hanging in the balance, and controversies that have managers seen red. So let's get right into it. So you've got Arsenal over in the Premier League just clawing out a gritty victory to keep their title hopes alive. And then you jump across the pond, and you have a legend inspiring this massive comeback with his very first goals of the season. And then we're back in England, where just one controversial call has everybody asking that same question. Was it fair play, or was it that infamous Old Trafford bonus? All right, first up, high-stakes title races. This is that time of year when every single match feels like a final. In England's Premier League, the battle isn't just happening at the very top. The fight for European qualification has become an absolute nail-biter. And the pressure these teams are under, it's just immense. Just take a look at this. Behind the top two, you've got teams like Newcastle, Tottenham, and Brighton locked in this desperate scramble for just 2 remaining Champions League spots. Manchester United, they've surged into third. But for everyone else, their fate is just hanging in the balance. One slip-up, one little moment of magic, that's going to decide who gets all the glory and who's left with, well, absolutely nothing. The pressure is just unbelievable. And if you want to know what that pressure really feels like, just listen to this. This is Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta after a last-minute save, a save that literally preserved their win. He said, "My heart is still beating. My heart almost stopped." You can feel the sheer relief in his voice. This isn't just about points and positions. It's about these heart-stopping moments that end up defining an entire season. Now, that pressure, it's not just on the teams, right? It's on the superstars, the guys carrying the weight of an entire legacy on their shoulders. We're talking about 2 of the greatest to ever play the game, both on a quest to add yet another chapter to their incredible stories. 1,000. Just let that sink in for a second. That is the almost mythical number of career goals that Cristiano Ronaldo is chasing right now. Think about that. Every single time he steps on the field, he's on a personal quest for a milestone that seems impossible. Even a recent injury scare couldn't throw him off the trail. His coach was quick to shut down any fears. The road to 1,000 continues. Meanwhile, over in the MLS, Lionel Messi is not wasting any time at all. He inspires this huge comeback in one game, and then what does he do? He immediately follows it up by bagging his first 2 goals of the season against Orlando. He's building momentum at an incredible pace, not just for Inter Miami, but he's got an eye toward a huge summer with Argentina. The magic is officially back in Miami. But, for all the incredible stuff we're seeing on the field, some of the biggest stories are actually being written by the officials and the technology that's supposed to help them. So this section, this is all about the calls that ignite debate, that fuel rivalries, and that leave managers absolutely furious. It's the question every single fan is screaming at their TV, right? Right call or robbery? Just take these 2 moments from last weekend. First, in the Arsenal-Chelsea game, you've got a clear handball. Waved away, no penalty, okay. Then, just hours later, in the Man United match, a much softer challenge ends up being a game-deciding penalty. So, what gives? Are these the right calls, or are they fundamentally changing the outcomes of games? And at the center of all of this, of course, is VAR. Now, the whole point of it is to get rid of those clear and obvious errors. But as we're seeing week after week, how they interpret the rules, how they look at that footage, it's just sparking more controversy than ever. And it's leading to some incredibly blunt comments after the game. And wow, they don't get much blunter than this. The Crystal Palace manager did not hold back at all. He just came right out and called it the Old Trafford bonus, basically saying Man United gets favorable calls at their home stadium. You can just hear the frustration in that, can't you? That feeling that the game is rigged against you before you even kick a ball. But this might be even harsher. The Spurs manager, Igor Tudor, accusing Fulham of cheating. Now, cheating, that is an incredibly strong word to use in professional sports. It just goes to show you how high the emotions are running when these controversial decisions completely change the result of a critical match. So, with all that drama as a backdrop, where do we go from here? What's next? Let's take a look ahead at some of the simmering stories that are about to completely take over the global soccer conversation, from the boardrooms all the way to the World Cup stage. Okay, there are 4 huge stories bubbling just under the surface right now. First, what's going to be the verdict on Manchester City's 115 alleged financial breaches? That's a big one. Then, will all the political turmoil keep Iran out of the 2026 World Cup? And what about the superstars? Where are guys like Harry Kane and Vinicius Jr. going to be playing next season? And finally, just how serious is Erling Haaland's injury? I mean, the answer to any one of these could send massive shockwaves through the entire sport. And, all of this, the passion, the controversy, the unbelievable pressure, it kind of brings us to one last question. In a sport that's filled with billion-dollar deals and global superstars, what truly defines victory anymore? Is it just the final score on the board? Is it that one single heart-stopping save that keeps a whole season alive? Or maybe it's a personal quest for a number, like 1,000 goals. It's something to think about the next time you tune in. Thanks for watching.